Have you ever been asked to reflect on why you value nature or what you value most from nature? We asked that question to members of our community, and we were privileged to get these responses.
Most about nature. I value most that it just exists regardless of humans and what we do or don't think about it. It's just out there doing its own thing, and we can all get out there and experience that.
My grandmother was an activist for environmental justice as well for peace. They go hand in hand. I'm 75 and my wee grandsons know the importance of protecting the earth and her critters. That's from Treva from Camrose, Alberta.
I value the way that it makes you feel when you're outside and you're feeling grass and touching the water.
Hello, CPAWS. So my mom was a wandering soul, and subsequently I got to live in so many provinces across Canada. When we got to Alberta, I was about 11, and after a short stint in Calgary, we moved to Peace River. Now, both Peace River and Fort Macleod are pivotal for me because in Fort Macleod I started long distance running. I was about 14, 15, and running on the prairies, you'd see pronghorn antelope and moose and deer, and it was amazing. But when I got to Peace River, that is what truly carved out the strong feeling of Canadiana in me. We're talking stuff like, from Gordon Lightfoot songs. There were the most unbelievable northern lights, the first that I'd ever seen. But kayaking in the early morning with my school class, and so many moose and deer and elk, and it was so remarkable. And caribou, it instilled in me just such a sense of not only pride but vitality in wanting to preserve those wild things that I hold so dear. Thanks.
If you give every form of energy to the land, you give back to all beings in the most loving and equitable way possible. Land care is people care, and planetary health means healthy people. From Rocky in Edmonton.
Being out in nature, I feel like I'm connected to the biggest possible version of my family.
The connection that you can feel with nature when you're out in natural landscapes, and that it's just healing, and she provides for all of our needs. So I just love nature.
My relationship to the land I live on goes back to a time before memory. I'm connected through my blood and spirit to all living things, and my family has been here for longer than words can express. It is important that we treat the world as Wakatoan, all our relations. The land feeds us, both in body and spirit, and so we must protect it from those who do not understand and help them walk the path to deeply knowing, trusting, and caring for it. That's from Alyssa from Waskasiu, Sakahagan, Lac La Biche.
I would say just being able to live. I like living, and we need nature. And on top of that, it's nice to have it for recreation. Love sports in all seasons. And so, yeah, we're lucky to have what we have in Alberta, and we got to protect it.
Nature calms me. It helps with distressing me from my busy work week. I find intrusive thoughts subside when I'm surrounded by nature. Dan from St. Albert. Phil from Edmonton shares that nature is medicine. It replenishes one's soul. Without it, everything else is diminished.
What I value most about nature is that it's very beautiful. I believe that there's a lot of nice locations across Alberta, especially in Canada as well. And I also think that it is the future. So I do hope that future generations are able to see and experience everything that we have.
I think just being in it in general, it's like a part of ourselves. Humans are a part of nature. So being involved in nature is just like a part of what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to be, and it feels right when you are a part of nature. So I just like being in it all the time. Yeah.
Nature is healing and grounding. All my most wonderful memories in life were while I was in the great outdoors absorbing the day and just being. When going to the city gets too stressful, I always ask to drive to a park so I can calm down. Even a park in the city will do. After I have regrouped, then I carry on with errands and can't wait for the country in my windshield and city in the rearview mirror. The most therapeutic feelings are while camping, hiking, biking, canoeing, and mostly while riding my horse in harmony with the wild things in the wilderness. The most effective drug in this world is time being one with nature.
I value all the services it provides people like me and for all of us. It cleans the air, it cleans water, it sequesters carbon, it provides, homes for wildlife. I love that about nature.
My name's Lisa, and I value so much about nature. One of my biggest things is I like to get outdoors all summer long, hiking and running for my physical health, my mental health, and just my happiness.
What I value most about nature is how much I've been able to connect with the land that we live on, how many friends and memories that I've created in some of the most beautiful landscapes across all of Canada here in Alberta, and how much I've been able to heal mentally, physically through engaging with these landscapes.
Nature is such a beautiful space to connect spiritually with beings around you. And it's just been such a lovely space for me to reconnect with my roots.
Really value my time spent in nature and how much it kind of gives back to me for my mental wellness.
If water is life, nature is love. Surrounded by nature is my immersion in unconditional acceptance. Being around water is celebration of the life all around me. Celebration and unconditional acceptance is the nature of life. From Scott in Edmonton.